BMW has teased their newest big cruiser since early 2019, with its final version being shown to the public in 2020. With COVID hitting the supply chain really hard, it took until late 2020 for it to finally arrive on showroom floors. Now it's midway through 2021, and with thanks to BMW Motorcycles of Southeast Michigan, I've finally been able to get my hands on this bike. In today's video, I'm going to give an educated but also entertaining look at the BMW Cruiser meant to take on Harley-Davidson and Indian on their own turf. The 2021 BMW R18 took its design inspiration from the 1936 BMW R5 and the 1965 BMW R50, and BMW has made every attempt to remind their audience that the new R18 is a descendant of those two beautiful motorcycles. The BMW R18 will come in two variants, the traditional R18 and the cruiser-centric R18 Classic that comes complete with a windshield, taller bars, and saddlebags. From there, you can either get the all-black base variant or the first edition model that adds a slew of chrome and a lovely pinstriping around the tank and the fenders. The R18 contains the largest boxer twin ever designed and manufactured by BMW. The R18's engine is 21.5 inches tall and 24.75 inches long. That big engine uses an air and oil cooled pushrod, twin cams, and 4-valve head to produce about 91 horsepower at 4,570 RPMs and 116 pound-feet of torque at just 3,000 RPM. While the 91 horsepower may not sound like much, this engine pulls like a freight train until you are well above cruising speed. The starting up of the big boxer may be the most visceral experience in motorcycles. The entire motorcycle shakes and the adrenaline flows into the bloodstream like it's an imperative to get it going. The 2021 BMW R18 does that one better, as you get more than the shake of the 107mm wide pistons flowing back and forth through a 100mm stroke. You're also going to get side-to-side rocking that comes with the Boxer's configuration, and it's very noticeable. The first time it will likely catch you off guard, so be aware when you hit that start button. Here's an example of what I'm talking about.
It's a whole bike, just like
You're officially going to be...
No keys needed to start up the R18, as BMW allows the entire process to be controlled with a small fob you keep in your jacket pocket. This bike comes packed with a lot of technology that comes standard on the big R18, like standard ASC or stability control, MSR, which is engine drag torque control, but there's also an optional hill hold control and a reverse assist. Yep, just like the Honda Gullwing, you can put the bike in reverse to help you slowly back out of those tight parking spots. The R18 is a big bike, like a really big bike. And like how big? How about a 761 pound curb weight? How does that compare to Harley-Davidson, the world record holding manufacturer of ridiculously heavy bikes? I gave him that award. I don't think it's official. But their Fat Boy has 93 horsepower and weighs in at 699 pounds ready to run and has a 2.5 inch shorter wheelbase. So it's a big bike. The Showa forks and ZF sock shocks work well to keep the ride plush while also feeling connected to the road. BMW engineers didn't skimp on the travel. 4.7 inches in the front and 3.5 inches out back. So you don't have an abrupt ride. The only suspension adjustment is the spring preload on the shock, and no more is needed. The R18 has full-time ABS. In the dry, you aren't likely to notice it ever engaging. When you pull the handbrake lever, all three calipers initiate deacceleration, with the ABS system balancing the input. Again, this happens fully transparently. The foot brake is rear only and not especially powerful on its own. The braking is so perfectly executed that you won't spend much time thinking about it. It behaves exactly as you expect it to. Like most larger CC'd motorcycles in the market today, there are 3 brake discs. 2 up front and 1 in the rear. All of them are 300 millimeters in diameter and are squeezed by 4 piston calipers. The R18's classic lines come courtesy of a double loop tubular steel frame with easily removable rear subframe for easy customization. A double-sided swing arm with exposed drive shaft are also on the right side. While there are 3 modes, there's only one you need if it's not raining. Sure, the rain mode makes sense on wet pavement. It tamps down the throttle response, cranks up the traction control, and modulates the engine compression braking. In the dry, that leaves you with a choice between rock and roll modes. Yes, those names are trying way too hard. Anyway, the rock mode is the only one you want. It has the strongest throttle response and the least intrusive traction control. Unlike some sport bikes where the most aggressive riding mode is undesirable anywhere other than a racing track, the R18's rock mode is fully smooth and never abrupt. The roll mode is just slower, with no discernible advantage unless you're into gratuitous traction control on the dry stuff. The BMW R18 base model will also be available in the US and other select markets with pricing starting at $17,495 for the base model and $19,870 for the first edition. Now, my take on the BMW R18 has changed over the past few weeks. At first, I didn't like it at all. It was too big, it was in a category that I didn't care about, and it was just really expensive. I just did not care for it all. Now that I've seen it in person, I can tell you the bike is stunning. Even in stock form, the bike has a certain wow factor that is really hard to duplicate. I'm sure once the aftermarket world gets its hands on this bike, we're going to see some poster-worthy bikes being built. But that's my opinion on the big cruiser. Now I'm interested to know what your thoughts on the bike are. Do you think BMW has something special on their hands to take the battle to Harley-Davidson and Indian on their own turf? I'm sure it's going to be a tough battle, but I'm here to see it unravel over the next few years as BMW brings more heritage bikes into the lineup. Once again, huge thanks to BMW Motorcycles of Southeast Michigan for the invite to come check out the R18. Now, make sure you hit that subscribe button because the first ride video is happening soon. Very soon. Now, that's it for now, everyone. Go out there and ride safe.